Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and this is a reading for the star sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, November 2021. The decks I'm using today is by Colette-Baron-Reid, the Enchanted map, The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid, and The Fairies Tarot cards by Doreen. Tried and true. So, first one I pulled today, which was already pre-shuffled, is the Seven of Spring, and that's to do with fighting up against stiff competition. So maybe in your field of work, whether it be an online platform or a work that you do, there's a huge amount of competition to do what you do, to fight up against other people for a position that you may be looking at getting. It can also talk about staging riots, marches, which a lot of it's been on the news the last couple of days, for COVID, against the mandate vaccinations. It says you're defending your position. Gym, self-protection classes, stand up for yourself. Your thoughts and your opinions are usually spot on. Do not back down from a fight, and pay close attention to all that is happening so you can learn a harsh lesson from them. Do not allow people in power to intimidate you. Assert your rights, sign petitions, government, or attend rallies, and demonstrate strength in numbers. The Emperor crossing you is like the four of the leaders, or the four of the kings of the deck of the suit of tarot. So you've got the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the King of Cups. This is all of those combined into one. So you're representing all of those attributes of the tarot deck. So you have compassion, you have strong, passionate, inspired ideas, you're courageous, that's the fire. You cut through the crap and you find the truth. You're decisive, law-abiding. Air is the air, and earth is good with resources, and the cups, of course, is emotional and intuitive. So you've got all those qualities for it to be a good leader. And that's what makes you do so well. And in the past, you've got here, this may have been you. It's a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. So you may have that in your chart, or you were involved with someone who was a water sign, someone who would always have time to care and nurture anyone who was needing emotional support, a care and excellent parent in the future and present situations, with caring and supporting loved ones and friends alike. Try not to overextend yourself, and do not let others feed off your energy, because you've got such a caring heart. And you've got here the High Priestess, so that's in the recent past, which represents a nun or a chaste person, highly intuitive and empathetic. It says the veil was lifted and allowed the veils to be transparent between the living and the dead. Being able to pass messages between loved ones who are grieving, lost relatives, you are like a gramophone, allowed to be the speaker or the mic and the connection between them and their loved ones, like Jennifer Love Hewitt in Ghost Whisperer. Prince of Swords, this is this one here. This is who's crowning you. So this may be you, or it could represent a family member who is the star sign of Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. As you can see, he's racing down that ski slope, not really looking where he's going. Can't see the forest for the trees. So you may have a daredevil nature to your chart. You may be a bit of a risk taker. And people get a bit annoyed with you because you don't always look before you jump, but that's part of your appeal. No one's ever really known what's going to come out of your mouth or what you're going to do next. Keeps people on the hop, and you might run into trouble and get into scrapes because you're not really looking what you're doing. It says believe strongly in your mission, fighting for justice, sudden or unexpected changes, younger, fast-moving energy, risk assessment. You may be a risk assessment person, assessing the risk around people, places, and situations, to know who to involve yourself with, and being discerning about who to let into your private world, taking charge of situations, being non-diplomatic. Ace of Wands, the future. And this is also a beginning. It's like the beginning, like you're starting something. The spark of the divine, the sapling that you plant in the ground. Some of you might like to garden. It says here, there's new beginnings, a spark of the divine, career changes, birth announcements, promotions, or your new baby might be your business. And you're pursuing your dreams. And then you've got the sun. Does the sun represents a Leo around you, or you may have that in your chart. Your power or lack of how you see yourself in a situation, success, fulfillment, public recognition, joyful celebration, a return to health, great success, wonderful opportunities. It's a teacher card. You may be embodying a teacher person, teaching children, teaching older children, being positive and encouraging positivity. And you've got 6 of Pentacles here. There you go. It is to do with volunteers. You are giving back to society and you will reap great rewards, or offering your time, advice and ear to those who are struggling, being a good friend, volunteering your time to cook for someone or look out for someone. That's what like a volunteer that way. The Empress, it's another card. Nurturing others in their time of need. Taurus energy, who is head of the family, who's needing some mothering themselves. An excellent roast. Excellent mum cooking a roast for you, family, immediate or adopted. So you're just helping out, being a mother figure to some people where you live, or just generally with your children. And then you've got at the top of the deck, it is the Lovers card. So you may be involved with a Gemini, Aquarian. It's actually more of a twin energy. So yeah, Gemini energy. The Lovers is to do with an engagement or marriage, true love, opposites attracting, seeking emotional support, a past life connection to a soulmate coming in for you, or you may have a Gemini twin energy. Could be or was in the military, could be an ex-pilot or in the Air Force. That's what I'm getting around you. So for some Aquarians, that's who you're going to meet or come in contact with. And then I will shuffle this deck. Oh, that jumped out. Thinker. You may be a thinker. That could be to do with the Aquarian and Libra Gemini energy. A change in the wind. And this is the deck for Colette-Baron-Reid, the Enchanted map. I had a funny thing. I wore boots the other day because it was raining and I wanted to go down and get some supplies. And I had this vision in my head about wearing these boots with thick black stockings, and it reminding me of it's something you'd wear in Sydney in the wet weather if you were walking the streets of Sydney. It took me back when I used to live down there, because I still love living around Pitt Street Mall where I still work, and then I walk home from Pitt Street Mall, which is a massive walk, into the, what is it called, the Strip, like Radio Drive, into the back of Redfern, King's Cross. I used to walk up King's Cross. Never fazed me. I always felt safe. There was always people around. But it was usually late in the afternoon. I'd see people walking home from their office buildings in these suits and, you know, having their boots and their cashmere coats. And it was just like a fashion runway. It's quite funny actually, just to think. Because if you go out in Sydney, you don't just wear anything. You frock up. So everyone was frocked up on their trains on their way to work or coming home on the subway. I just had this vision of these boots with my black, thick, opaque tights, because it was winter. You'd wear them in winter when it rained. And that was just like the uniform of people who lived in Sydney. And I had this vision, and I was walking home with my boots on. They'd started to hurt. I thought, maybe I should get some stockings. You know, if I get this job, I'll need to get thick, opaque stockings for work. And then I can wear them with these boots. And then I turned a corner, and this lady was walking behind me with boots and thick opaque stockings. It was like I had a vision of a future event, but I didn't know why I was having it. And what prompted me to wear those boots was the stockings and the boots that the young girl had on that was walking behind me. So it's just funny how you can foresee something before it happens and not even take much notice of it. It's just a thought. But thoughts attract thoughts, and like attracts like. So it was just another indication, another bit of evidence of me seeing something long before it happened. And it was only literally 4 hours before I walked out the door that I saw this vision. In my mind, not anywhere else. It was just a thought. Oh, there we go. Flying. You may have flying dreams. Some of you may astral travel when you're asleep. Sometimes they take us to places like the beach to relax us if we're stressed. If we're stressed about something, they give you a nice vision of a beach or calm water. It's a way to calm you down so that you have a good night's sleep. And that's what I'm getting here. Sometimes when we're stressed, we don't realise how much it takes a toll on our bodies. And we've had COVID this year, which is very stressful in itself, and then getting the vaccination and then wearing a mask, and it's just like a whole routine just to get out of the house, and that's all stressful, and it just adds up, and you watch more stuff on COVID, and that's again more stressful, so it's like that. And it's like, well, you've got to find a way to switch it off. So sometimes your astral soul will go exploring places that will calm you down, and they take you to places that relax you, like the water. I've been doing lots of walking around the water, so that's probably why I had that vision. But I was taken to the beach in a calm place called South Bank. A beautiful area to go and swim in. It's like an outdoor oasis in the middle of the city. It's such a contradiction. That's what I loved about Brisbane, is they have these amazing things that they think up. Something left to feel. Oh, and we've got transformation. The caterpillar becoming a butterfly. That's a massive transformation. Sometimes we need to transform our thoughts and our processes of thinking. You could think one way about something, and then years later you'll get an entirely different perspective. Again, that's something that people need to evolve into. Someone else's perspective isn't always going to sit well with other people. Joy. Oh, that's nice. That's a good card. It's like you've risen from the ashes. So I'll read the 33. Your life is filled with happiness to share it with others. Joy is yours today. No matter what your inquiry, you'll be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you've worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart, and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. Oh, that's a nice card. It's a positive card. 25. Metamorphosis. You're in the process of deep and beautiful change. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. The process of change is often painful, for it is never without losses and sacrifices. If you are to transform from one form to another, a part of you needs to die. Letting go isn't easy, especially when you're used to thinking a certain way about your life and how you live it. Just as a snake sheds its skin or a caterpillar dies so a butterfly can be born, you're required to release your old ideas and embrace the necessary change so you can live your life, your best life. Perhaps you're being asked to let go of your low self-worth, a dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that is draining, people that drain you or have their own problems. It just says there will be some loss involved, but you'll love what you've become because you're no longer attached. The point of it is not to attach to anything. That's what I was told. Flying. I pulled too many, but that's okay. I was meant to read it. You have the power to see things from a higher perspective. If you were a bird flying high in the air, what would you see when you soar above life's challenges and opportunities? A new perspective becomes available. Today you have invisible wings that allow you to swiftly bring your circumstances into alignment with your highest purpose. This is a sign that your waiting is over and all your hard work has paid off, and the things you hope for are no longer beyond your scope. You have the ability to reach for the stars and find one with your name on it. Spread your wings and soar. The angels are waiting for you. That's a nice card too. And then you've got here the thinker. And a change in the wind. It's funny because it's basically that whole card represents that everything on in the world is going like in a cyclone. But what is not changing is the zebra with his stripes, black and white. So you can still look at things black and white, but yet there's all this change going on that you have no control over, and that's pretty much how COVID's been. There's no, the goalposts keep moving on a daily basis. Since the unseen change has been initiated, preparation for a storm, and there has been storms, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. It's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes, yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get very interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. So it says here, relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync, and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and just leaves. These rough seas offer opportunity for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better and to know what you need to be truly happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from drama. The air will clear. Everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. As you endeavour to create a prosperous life, you may encounter unexpected reversals that cause you to shift directions. This is a good thing to do, so there is nothing to fear. Perhaps an opportunity you thought went to someone else. Perhaps you pursued something that you suddenly realise is not in your highest good. You might not be 100% clear of where you need to go, but you are certain that things are not going as planned. Circumstances are not in your control right now. Wait it out, all be well. Even better, trust. 44. I was watching a thing on COVID the other day. She was an actress in a theatre company. I think it was on a special program on how people had changed over the COVID period. She said she moved from a country town to Sydney or somewhere like that and didn't know a soul. And then there was lockdown and she was forced to be inside. And she said she took it as something, as a good thing, because she could focus on getting her acting skills sharpened and trying clothes on and doing skits or doing little videos to get her acting ability better. But she said it was time for herself so she could reflect and get well, because she'd been running on energy reserves, adrenaline from moving, and it was such a shocking thing to go from one place to the other. They say death, divorce and moving are the three biggest stresses in your life. And then she had COVID on top of that. And she said it was very isolating, but the thing that got her through was that she could reinvent herself. And she thought, how can I meet people? And the first thing she did was went and joined a church. And she joined the church and met all these wonderful aspiring actors that were also churchgoers. And she said that sense of community where she could be an actor in a community setting with other actors meant she didn't feel so alone. So sometimes when you step out of your comfort zone and try something new, whether it be to join a church, a parish, a gym or a community of like-minded people, it's only then that we step out of our comfort do we stretch ourselves and stretch our abilities. And we've got thinker, 44. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow a logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for at this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win this game of life you're playing right now. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of a partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work, and should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not time to indulge in a fantasy, no matter what. In the case, the facts are the facts. Calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy. Focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Lists are your friends now, so get out your journal, write down what you're going to do. today to signal to the universe that you are serious about attracting abundance. Your plans and strategies will yield wonderful results. Remember, your most effective strategic partner is spirit. You will win this game, and your triumph will be for the highest good of all. That's it. It's all about strategy. Even getting jobs, it's all about, 10 rejections is normal. If you've got to get used to the rejection, and it's not personal anymore, it's just a numbers game. I think everyone's struggling to find work, and yet they're saying they're short-staffed. But it's not because they don't want to hire you, it's all these restrictions they've got to try and figure a way through before they can even enter into picking who they're going to pick. So the interviewing process is drawn out over 4 weeks rather than 1 week or 2 weeks, which makes things even harder because someone else has not had a second jab, or they've had the second jab and they're self-isolating, or they live with people that don't have the jab and you're coming in contact with that. So there's this constant contact with people. How is ever anyone meant to get hired or looked at? So that's the end of that reading for the air signs, Aquarius.